In midsummer, on a remote farm in Canada's wilderness, a handful of master musicians from around the globe gathered for a drum camp. It was a dream finally realized by Montreal's Nasir Abdul Al-Kabir when some of the best drummers on the planet signed on to fly north for a week to share their knowledge with 40 students. Jazz, rock, Latin fusion, and soul, these master drummers have backed up the likes of Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Carlos Santana, and now each other.
The first drum. Guess what it is?
A heartbeat.
That's the first drum, and that's what this camp is all about.
Alrighty, so where would the rest of the cymbals be? Let's get the. My roots in drumming come from very young. I was told that when I was 2.5, I set up cans and got pencils while I was crawling to my mother's cupboard, and I would get the cans and the pencils and mimic the drum hits. My father bought me a little toy drum set when I was 3. My grandfather bought me a real miniaturized drum set when I was 4. And by age 5, I was performing at huge family weddings. And I did that a couple times a year. So those are my roots. And it's very family supported. Not as a career. My father said music's an avocation. That's why I went to college for software engineering and accounting.
Am I close?
Yeah, that'll good. The angles later.
Okay.
I was in Australia for, it was a 10 or 12 day thing, home for a couple of days, off to Brazil.
And the family?
Very well.
Little guys? Good.
It's weird being away. Who did that?
I did. That's okay, though?
Yeah, well, so, I mean, I'll keep an eye. We keep an eye in case it's going to fall. Wait.
We're going to open up with a young man who's got the fastest hands in the world. Mr. Mike Mangini's in the house.
It's just us on stage, alone. What a wonderful opportunity for us as musicians it is to be able to create our own artistic expression, our own story, with all the rhythmic components, dynamic components, melodic components, tonal components, mathematical components. It's all exciting and a serious challenge.
The one and only Mr. Mike Mangini. Thank you.
Has this world's fastest hands thing caused an uproar in the drum community? Boy, have I seen some negative press on it. I need to be able to play fast as I can humanly go. It's a lot of fun, okay? It's just fun. Whee! Hitting stuff around the kit. But it's also a fulfillment of my calling. If it's put in my heart and mind in a language that's beyond my intellect to even understand, the fact is it's there. I don't need to question why. I'm going to say one thing before I demonstrate what I played, which is the whole idea of not thinking while playing. I don't know how that's possible to not think, meaning if somebody invents a switch where I can turn me off from me. Do you know what I'm saying? If I could just turn me off so I could go to sleep at night or something, then I wouldn't be thinking. I'd be shut off. But there's no such thing. There's no such thing as not thinking. The idea is to control the thinking. And when you study the human brain, you begin to understand how this works and how it's possible. To be in certain states of mind. To have what we do come from feelings. Yet at the end of the day, it breaks down into something that can be measured scientifically on one end of it, but yet it's all heart and spirit and gift on the other end, just a combination. So let me share a couple of moves with you. And I want to be technical right now, so allow me that, okay? I'm going to change time signatures 8 times. From 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 4, 3, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's it, 8 of them. And then I'm back to 1 again. Watch. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. It's really hard to kind of count, keep track of that while the rest of the body's, let's say, playing 6 note patterns. That's actually a 12 note pattern. Typical double paradiddle. And I also played a pattern of 19. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 9 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. I didn't double 10. Let me demonstrate all of those for you. So at least you know what I'm doing. I can teach it to you this week. It's not hard to teach it. It's hard to get in a room and go do it yourself. Because you're going to make so many mistakes like I do. Okay. Let me start with the pattern first. So anyway, we're all looking forward to a good week, right? We're going to learn from each other, we're going to share, and you're here to gain some things from us, and hopefully we can deliver on that, okay? So, let's do it and have a great week. Sound good? Yeah. Yeah!
Don't, get out. Don't, get out. So I'm going to take that rhythm and I'm going to play it maybe 15, 16 different ways, but the basic beat will always be now 16th notes on the hi-hat. On the bell. Ride cymbal and hi-hat.
My father is a musician, and I had a natural affinity towards rhythm, and it was easy. My dad had the guitar and different instruments in the house, in the playroom. I tried the guitar, I just didn't get it. This and the this part of it. I just didn't get it. And then I'd be jamming on the bongos or something, and my dad in the kitchen, who's that playing the drums,
Anyways, you get the idea?
Over the years, I became a teacher. After touring the world with Dizzy Gillespie, I moved back to Canada to live a simpler life, because, airplanes and hotels and, I mean, after a while, I just kind of, I felt it'd be cool to like just chill, live a simpler life. Now I'm a teacher, so the camp, it's a place to learn drums.
To watch what I said, right?
No.
Yes.
He edited.
It's G-rated.
Is it?
Of course, it's a family film.
Great.
When you started playing drums, did you have all this stuff?
No. That's a very interesting question. I was born in Havana, Cuba, where still today we have no music stores. Now imagine how we play the drums.
There's an opportunity.
I used to make them myself, to build my drum heads.
He was a drumhead manufacturer.
Yeah, I was a drumhead manufacturer in Cuba with X-ray films. I used to go to the hospital and ask for an X-ray film and take the plastic of the head that was broke all away and leave just a metal ring and put my X-ray film there. The metal ring, cut little windows, crazy glue, pins to dry clothes for 2 days, and then I have my head. I had an elbow on the first tone, a knee on the floor tone, a cranius on the bass drum. Those were my drums.
I had a drum set that it was a hybrid of many Russian parts. And somehow I managed to find something that looked like a finish, and I, took every log out of these drums and took the old finish out and put old finish. But it was like an old Russian car. What else? Yeah, but I don't know, it was never too important. Those things were never important, Somehow we managed to have the drive to, to practice and to get better and to get into music. We were truly looking forward to make music.
You can find it here. It's a lot of corn.
It's the bar.
You made it, man. You succeed. Congratulations already. Congratulations.
How you doing, man? ¿Qué pasó?
Todo muy bien.
I know Nasir for so many years. We're friends since, we have been friends for 25 years. I remember Nasir leaving us all the instruments that he had bought to play with Dizzy. All his cymbals, his sticks,
What was the title of that?
Dizzy Gillespie, A Night in Havana.
Night in Havana, exactly.
And we played at the Crum Arts Theater. We were playing with Gonzalo Rubalcaba. Well, my dad was there too. And remember we hung out, went to your house, and you showed me, you wrote down all those Latin rhythms for me to learn.
25 years, that's it.
Don't say it.
And that's it. He called one day and said, Negro, I'm trying to put together my camp with, Dennis and Mangini and Kenwood and Giovanni and Raul. And if you want to be a part of it, and how can I say no? It's as easy as that. And then it was an amazing surprise getting up here, and walking into this paradise without even having a notion that it is paradise.
It gives me great honor, and I'm very thankful to introduce
in what I consider to be the greatest Latin drummer on the planet. Here he is, Horacio El Negro Hernandez.
My family was very musical. My grandfather was a trumpet player of traditional Cuban music. That for me, growing up, it wasn't music of old people. It was like, that's old people's music. I don't like that. And there was my father playing hardcore jazz 24 hours. That for me was music of crazy people. There was my brother, 2-3 years older than me, with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. And that was how I sort of got into the music, imitating the music of my brother, Ringo Starr, and then was Charlie Watts, and then was John Bonham with Led Zeppelin. And then it was a man named Bill Bruford that changed my life. From King Crimson. He was playing things that nobody else was playing. And Bruford was like a bridge, a perfect bridge from rock into jazz rock, let's call it. So after Bruford, I started listening to Lenny White and Billy Cobham, and that was it. There I was in jazz all of a sudden, was listening to jazz. And then through jazz, somehow it came back to me also the music of my grandfather.
At some point, the pedal does a lot of work, and I'm kind of flexing my stomach a hair. A double stroke is a real difficult thing to do.
Like when Genie, I was like shocked because his foot, it's like a bullet. It's so fast. And I was like, how does he do that with all the polyrhythm patterns and all those stuff? He's crazy.
You can't just squeeze the hand. You have to make sure you hit and watch and pick the stick up, such that you can maybe hit a little louder and get around the kit a little more efficiently. All right? And my shoulders start to flex so I can keep the sticks from flying. You know, I'm flexing up here, and that's why I have a lot of pain sometimes. Is anyone a masseuse? Lifeguard? Do you press necks? At any rate, you understand it though? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2.
The Afro-Cuban clave, which is the main rhythm of our music, the spine of all Afro-Cuban music, we're going to see how this clave interacts exactly in sync with this subdivision, right?
Latin music is extraordinary. It's like, it has no limit. You just, I don't know, can't explain it. It's just amazing. Latin, it's like one of the hardest things to learn, but yet when you learn it, oh my.
Dizzy is the common denominator here. Dizzy wanted me to play with him in Paris for 2 weeks with an all-star lineup. And he hired a guy called Giovanni Hidalgo that I had never heard of. I'm arriving in Paris. We're all converging on this hotel. It was in 2 weeks. Dizzy Gillespie with the Latin. And I didn't know Giovanni. We played 2 weeks, 3 sets every night, and he stole the show every night. He got a standing ovation, 3 sets a night for 2 weeks, and all the rest of us were like, come on, Giovanni. I was like, give us, can you slow it down to like light speed? I always felt that he's built like a conga drum. He is the baddest on the planet.
I truly believe that we are drummers is because we fell in love with this instrument when we were kids. This is an instrument that have a total and a special relation with the kid. And somehow we have to manage to have that kid alive inside of us always. Every time we're sitting in our instrument, this is to have fun.
Thanks to the Lord. That's the gift from Him. I'm playing since I have 3 years old. I remember everything like yesterday, honest.
I think the first time we played together was 1987. It was the Crackdown Festival, New York City, Lincoln Center, Eddie Palmieri, and Santana.
21 years ago.
Yeah. My hands are actually cut up right now. I had to use some medication and it dried out my skin. And because my dry skin, when I played, they cracked. They're like little paper cuts. Yes, they're owie right now. Owie. My father came from the Philippines, and my mother was from the South in the U.S. So I don't have any Hispanic roots or Latin roots at all. But the first time I heard the conga with popular music was with Santana. And it hit me so hard that I went crazy. I have to have more of that. I have to get a drum. I have to get a conga. I have to play, and I just got that conga, and I sat and I played and I played and I taught myself as much as I could. And
how old were you?
13, and anyway, from that moment, and I remember it like it was yesterday too, Giovanni, that first time that you can touch that drum, and I can still smell it, I can still taste the air, I remember what the room looks like. I've become so, it's in my DNA now. I think that it's important that I let the students know that you're on a journey. You're here, you're at point A, and you're trying to get to point B. Okay, how long is it going to take you to get from here to there? Well, you can measure it by distance. Okay, yeah, so you can measure it by hours as well. So if it's going to, let's say it takes 1,000 hours. If you're putting in an hour a day, that's going to take you 1,000 days. If you put in 2 hours a day, it'll take you 500 days. Put in 4 hours a day, 250 days. So, the more you put in, the sooner you get there.
It's no secret. Truly, it's no secret here. I mean, none of us are here because nothing but our personal effort. That's it. I mean, one a little bit more talented than the other one, blah, 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 but that doesn't count at the end. It's just the effort of,
No drinking too much, no smoke too much. So more sane, more clear, much better. Because you can have fun of all the levels with your mind clear, and the practicing. Before me, I put the LP vinyl, and we practice with them, 33 BPM. Then after 3 or 4 hours, a little water, and we put it in 45. we was talking before, when you play a tune that is slow, wow, that's another. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I'm telling you.
That's ecstasy. A spiritual orgasm. A musical orgasm.
Oh! Oh! Oh, Lord. I sleep with my conga.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Really? I have one in my room. With the colors like that. Blah, 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 blah. The other day I just a little bit like that. Put it here. Sleep a little bit, but then I put it back. You know, not for saying, because that's what I feel. And you sleep with your instrument. A little bit, couple of minutes, bang.
One and two and three and four and five and six and seven. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Count with me. 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and don't tap. 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Louder. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3. Do it! 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Count! In 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and don't listen. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Good!
We're escaping from the drummers. We don't want to hear a drum anymore. We're going far away. Thank you, God.
I catch you guys later over here.
Dale por la izquierda y yo por la derecha.
Hey, is this camera waterproof? Maybe you shouldn't take it.
I told him not to take it.
Yeah. Stop for the crocodiles and the anacondas. Hey, let's go. Bye. Cámara esta revés para filmarnos a Jean Paul y a mí aquí en el lago de Pinga este. Es un vacilón cabrón, yo no sé ni cómo se llama el lago, pero a mí la pinga. Oye, Jean Paul, tenemos que virar allá, vamos a ir hasta allí de nuevo.
¿Por qué? ¿Qué pasó?
Me hace falta la toalla, para coger las toallas y poner esto bien.
Where are you off to?
We're going to take the Sea-Doo out to go tell the two drummers to come back. They've gone way too far. We haven't seen them for like 10 minutes.
Holy fuck, we're in trouble.
Enfogonamos.
Claro.
Porque estamos muy far away and they need to see us.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
nos ha dado una bañada que todo está filmado. Yo pensaba que la canoa se nos iba a voltear.
Tú ves lo que te digo, esta vida es una mierda.
Let the people say, Dennis. Somebody say, Dennis. Let the people say, let the people say, Dennis.
My culture, everything is very rigid. And then, you know, we Asians, we don't really know how to have a lot of fun because we're like, okay, we have to get this done. We can't embarrass ourselves. We have to focus and hard work all the way. So when you see those guys like Horacio, Giovanni, and Raul, and they're just like having fun and laughing and just chilling, it's you learn something. You learn that, hey, maybe you can enjoy yourself, you know? Once in a while, hey, you know, just chill and dance around, have some fun. You know, it's not too bad. It won't kill you.
The innocence, you know, and that's what it is.
Innocence.
You know, and purity. It's so beautiful. You know, what we're here to do is we're kind of like Yoda, you know, in Star Wars. You know, what he had to do with Luke Skywalker. We're here to give the encouragement and the confidence to these students to go on. Encouragement, the root word of encouragement is courage. So we're giving them the courage, you know, to say, I can do this too.
Shake their hand and take photos with them and just to talk, you know, small talk and stuff and ask them how they are. So you kind of see them as, you know, human beings, and then so you don't always see them as like on a pedestal. So it sort of makes you realize that, hey, you know, they're human too.
I walk by people and are like, hey, Ryan, it's awesome. It's like a family of drummers.
You had a hi-hat thing in there. Where did that come from? I hear the six. But you had a different inflection on the hi-hat before. You got some issues, right? You know that. But then you know that. This instrument is a very demanding instrument, and it's got languages. If you listen to them, there's a lot of language coming out of that instrument, drums. it's funny because, you know, I don't read music at all. And I'm on 300 and some odd records. Music for me is, it's like having, in some cases, it's like having conversations.
I can see that with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like when Giovanni was playing earlier. I'm sitting there laughing.
Yeah, it's humor.
You know, it's humor. He's like, you know, some of the stuff he's pulling off, and I just have to laugh. But the reason why I'm laughing is because he's pulling off stuff that shouldn't, it's not supposed to happen. It shouldn't be happening. My mom was a background singer for Motown Records. She left Motown when I was like 2 years old. She put a band together in Baltimore. The band used to practice at my mom's apartment. That was the only thing that would keep me still. I was just there watching, listening to that band play. I would sit there for hours. My mom bought me a drum kit when I was 4 and haven't stopped since. Like for me, it was like you do it or you die. That's the attitude I had. That's the feeling I remember. I was going to do this or just die. Thank you.
When you watch like Dennis and Mike and stuff, and you're just like, wow, I want to play that, and then you go into the practice room and you're trying to do whatever, and like when everyone was playing, I wanted to get up and just groove myself, and I was even on my invisible drum set, and yeah, man, half the camp is just groove.
You know, what's really important when you sit down and play drums first is music, right? How you hear and how you retain music and how you hear music. But, you know, what's really important is, like, play what you feel. This is the reason why that man played the way he plays. This is the reason why that man played the way he plays. And what I'm pointing at is Horacio, Raul, Mike, Kenwood. This is the reason why Billy Cobham played the way he plays. This is the reason why Tony Williams played the way he plays. I mean, you know, they use their imagination. They play exactly. When they wake up and approach this instrument for the first time during the day, what comes out of them is what they hear and what they feel. I have the utmost respect for a man who does that. And when I sit there and watch people who play, I get emotional sometimes. I get emotional when I sit there. I mean, I'm sitting next to Raul, and he's going for it. He is going for it. Band-Aids flying. I mean, I hit pretty hard, especially with Santana. I'm hitting very hard. And I can hear that man, when he was sitting to my right, I can hear him sonically over top of my drums. His head is swinging, and Band-Aids are flying. I got yellow drums, right? And I can see blood coming over, splats, and I'm like, I'm playing it. I look down and I see a splat of blood doing my snare drum and splat, and I'm like playing. I'm like, oh God, I gashed myself. Hey, that's not me. We end the song and I look over my gong bass drum and there's like a lot of blood here. To me, that's the greatest. That's a gift. It's a gift. And each and every one of us have that gift. We just have to know how to use it.
I woke up this morning, and man, I'm walking down the stairs, and I'm thinking, you know what? Horacio's sleeping in the room right next to me. Mike Mangini's sleeping over here. Downstairs from me is Dennis Chambers, and I've got Giovanni in the building right next door. I'm thinking, I'm in heaven. Yeah. I think I died, and I'm in drum heaven.
Yeah.
And I don't want to wake up, you know. So, yeah, I'm just really excited at this point of my life. I'm very passionate about the drum and about my friends. Why do we have this passion that's so deep towards the instrument? And I think what we agreed upon is that it's a search for love. It's a search for acceptance. You know, it's a search for your mother's hug, you know, that embrace. And, you know, we're constantly looking for that, you know, in one way or another.
Always.
Yeah.
Tranquility, illumination, progress, wisdom,
joy.
Joy, a lot of faith.
Yeah.
Heart. It's all about feeling. Inside of you, you have a rhythm. It's your heart. So being here, it's really peaceful, and it's fun to practice outside. I've never done that, playing drums outside on the dock. It's so fun. Like now you can hear the cricket. There's a rhythm going on. The water, it's another rhythm. Well, everything is like basically a polyrhythm, you know? You hear different tempos.
you're sort of connected with nature and sort of secluded from everything else, I think it enhances your playing a bit. I don't know, you're sort of in an element that you're not used to, and being a part of nature is, I don't know, I think it makes everything better.
I think the drum unites us at a very visceral level, body level. You want to dance, you know? Something about it, I think, interacts with the heart. And the
heart?
Yeah, the heart and the sense of space and time, and it makes you want to move.
This guy is amazing. He's, I love him, man. He's got a beautiful spirit and very positive, and enjoy. Ken with dinner.
I'm gonna pass on some information today about how to play the drum with your hand and feet, how to sight read the music when you rock the beat. If you wanna be a drummer and take care of it, you got to know exactly what a drummer is. I said a drummer is a man or a woman, you see, who can make sweet music quite rhythmically. I said he uses his hand, he uses his feet, he rocks the body while he's washing the trees. He uses 6 brushes, malice, and pedals and things, and he sits on a song like a king of kings. Here are some of the baddest cats, so you can become familiar with where it's at. I said, Buddy Rich is quite a man. He's a master technician with a steady hand. I said, Billy Carpenter, there ain't no doubt. That man, my Jeppin', we're rapping about. Really right, Lenny White is doing it right. He can rock a party till the sun shines bright like Mac Rose. He's having a ball, he's the genius of the hi-hat, and that ain't all. Elvin Jones, Bones and Jones make you feel it down to your bones. If you really wanna rock while the rockin' is hot, Stewart Copeland rocks the spot. The drummer. Do. The drummer.
To walk into this environment, what I see is this grass. I guess that's what it is, correct? Because I'm a New Yorker. This is grass, and for us in New Yorker, grass is something different. Especially when you're a child of the '60s, like I am. By the time I was 8 years old, that was '64. That's when I started playing drums. I grew up in that era. Jimi Hendrix was so prominent. James Brown was really just coming into his full power. In a sense, he invented the backbeat, but he would slow the tempo down to half speed, and yet still play incredibly fast subdivisions, especially in the guitar. You know? Down with it, jump back and do the James Brown. This is a transcription, exact. I was playing polyrhythms because of Elvin Jones. And basically, when I went to Berkeley, I started to then bring the intellect in sync with what I was playing. They encouraged us to transcribe. At that point, I just started going nuts. I dug the way it sounded. I began to develop the ability to play 8 individual rates of speed at the same time. And one going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1. And I came up with this. And I just started going nuts. That's called the Woodronome technique. I'm playing 3 against 4 against 5. If anyone, I blew it for whoever wants to figure it out on their own. I showed that to Edwin, one of our students here. He's a scientist. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. It's a hourglass. Or sometimes I go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is the hourglass without repeating the start. I mean, it's fun. These complexities don't compare to the one that we're sitting in the middle of, really. But they seem complex to the intellectual mind. That's different. My philosophy is this. I want everybody, millions of people, to feel as happy as I do when I play my drums. I decided on that philosophy when I was 9, and I haven't wavered.
Yeah, I made you crack a smile. Yes, I did.
remember his name, but he called me on the drums, and I was like, no. And then he called you again, and I was like, okay. And then it's like in a split second, as soon as I hit the first hit, then it just clicked. I became someone else. Mike and Dennis were staring at me, and Kenwood, he was like making me laugh because he was like, I don't know what he was doing. He was just doing something. Yep, and that was a nice moment because everyone was just cheering me on, and I felt so good. It was the best day of my life, ever.